This evening, I will be joined by Global Goals Australia Ambassador and international hip-hop artist Crisis Mr. Swagger at the Akara Hotel in Perth to talk about his journey and why he is passionate about the global goals. So tell me, when did you first discover your talent for rapping?
I discovered my talent for rapping when I was like 10 years old. I remember sitting in my mom's kitchen or whatever I was doing, and she had the radio on because I was waiting for dinner, and that's when I heard Grandmaster Flash, "Don't push me cause I'm close to the edge, I'm trying not to lose my head." I was like, hey, finally, I really like this. I like that form of music. I like the fact that they were using a lot of rhyming and they were telling a story through that. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna try to do this, and then from then onwards I'd sit outside my window and just write all sorts of lyrics, and yeah, that's how we got started.
So you're from Zambia originally. What was it like growing up there?
Growing up in Zambia is, you get to experience the best of both worlds, because sometimes development brings its own vices. It has its disadvantages as well. Like, for example, in my country, we're taught to respect our elders. In the West, I've seen young kids, cussing out older people, and they don't grow up with respect. And to be able to respect another human being is, I think, a great core value of self.
It sounds to me like you miss home. Do you ever think about going back?
Yeah, all the time. I miss home all the time. Home is where my family is, so, it's just one of those things.
And you've had a very successful career thus far. Where do you see yourself going from here? What's next for you?
Yeah, so and as far as next steps, I want to do more shows, rock more crowds, record new music, as well as bring a side of me that's untapped into. I just want to learn more, discover more about myself and my surroundings, and hopefully give more than I take from the world.
Fantastic. Well, that's one of the fundamental values of Global Goals Australia.
Yeah.
So this is something that you've only just recently become involved with. What attracted you to the Global Goals?
What attracted me to the Global Goals is the fact that if you're going to make a change in the world, if you're going to make a difference, you got to start with yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to love yourself. And that in turn, brings everything together. I feel like if you take care of yourself, you have a thing for yourself. I'm not saying like turn yourself into some sort of God. Mm-hmm. You can't look at yourself like that, but I'm just saying, like, if you love yourself, you should care enough about the world, the environment that you live in. Yeah. And Global Goals is all about that, and it's definitely around my alley. So I want to get involved.
Now there's 17 of the goals. Which of the goals is closest to your heart? Which are you most passionate about?
I'm very passionate about poverty. Mm-hmm. Reason being, growing up in Africa, like I said before, poverty measured compared to here, it just blows the thermometer head right off. You know what I mean? Poverty is a catalyst to so many vices. People living in poverty find it very difficult to make informed decisions. People living in poverty sometimes end up, in a life of crime just because they feel like they can't find employment, or money is, hard to come by, and creates jealousy, war. Poverty does not exactly promote a healthy mind. While you're going through situations, it's important to have good mental standing.
The Global Goals look to achieve amazing things in the world by 2030.
Yeah.
How do you envision the world in 2030 if the Global Goals are achieved?
And as far as 2030, I think it's next level information age. We should have eliminated poverty or have really low levels of poverty. Yeah. And hopefully, because of information, we can disseminate information and be able to translate what we're trying to say through to everybody else, no matter what tribe, creed, or whatever color, doesn't matter, just to be able to communicate the importance of the message that we're trying to get out there to everybody. I expect that information should be free flowing and people should have access to more information, and if they do, they have more knowledge, and if they have more knowledge, they can tackle various issues in a much more informed sense.
Now, you've said some really inspirational and really moving stuff so far this evening, and there'll be a lot of young people around the world looking to you as a role model. What's your advice for young people and people in general who are looking to get involved in this kind of thing, in making these changes that we so desperately need in the world?
You need to love yourself and love your environment. And that's why I really think that everybody needs to get involved with the global goals, you know. Sustainable development is all about giving love back to our habitat. And that's the most important thing. I think that the kids out there, they need to learn to love themselves. And everything else just kind of falls in place.
Fantastic. Fantastic advice. Crisis Mr. Swagger, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Yeah.
And we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you very much.